Ere the brothers through the gateway issued forth with old and young, to the horn Sir Eustace pointed, for which ages there had hung. Horn it was which none could sound, no one upon the living ground, save he who came as rightful heir to Egremont's domains and castle fair. Hello, Paul here. That was the opening verse of William Wordsworth's poem, The Horn of Egremont Castle. All about a mystical horn where the only person who could blow it was the rightful heir to the castle. Now, the horn may or may not have existed, it's the thing of legend, but the castle does exist, or at least the ruins of the castle does exist. And that's where I am today. I'm at Egremont Castle. The castle dates from around about 1150, 1200-ish. It was built by a guy called, and I'm going to get this wrong, so I'll put the text at the bottom, William de Machines, or William Le Machines. I don't know, I'm not good with pronunciations, but anyway, it was built around Norman times, 1150, 1200, but actually there's remains here from the Danish invasion round about 990, so it's very old castle of a Motte and Bailey design. Now this mound behind me here, it's got a flagpole on it, I don't know if you can see that. That is the Motte, this is the Bailey, and if you look over this wall here you can see the original the ditch. You can see it running down there. That's the ditch that was built around the castle for defensive purposes. This castle has had a very long and interesting history, starting off with William Le Machines, whatever, the guy who built it, 1150 to 1200. It then passed on through numerous people over the years. It was being ransacked by the Scots in the 1400s on several occasions, and towards the end of its life as an actual working castle, it was part of a plot to put Mary the Queen of Scots on the English throne. But since about the late 1500s it has been pretty much a ruin. Now the motte would have been a timber tower up on the hill there, and here in the Bailey, this is where people would have lived, and there would have been buildings like storerooms, workshops, kitchens, bakehouse, castle type stuff, you know what I mean. The external perimeter wall, the stone curtain wall you can see, well, the remains of what you can see, was added in something like the 12th, 13th century to improve the defences, as was the gatehouse, the remains of which you can see there. The big stone wall you can see there is the remains of the Great Hall, which was built to replace the original timber structure up on the hill around about the 14th century. And this place here is the remains of the old courthouse, and this was actually in use until late 1700s, something like that. There's an information board here, shows you a reconstruction of what the Great Hall might have looked like, and there you go, that's what's left of it. This stonework behind me is the earliest masonry on the site. See the herringbone type construction, very typical of Norman types of construction, built for strength. That seems to have lasted a good, what, 800 years, so yeah, fair play. Get up these steps up onto the motte. This is where the original remains from the Danish period were found, from like 900 AD were found up here. But this is kind of how castles were constructed. Motte and Bailey, you've got this hill, this mound, with the bailey, which is down there, and this part, the motte part, the main part of the castle, surrounded by ditches, which made it hard for people to attack. You can see the ditches go right away around, all the way around, and down there, well, you just can't quite see it, is the River Ian, which also helped with the defences. But here we are. Now then, you can imagine without any of the trees being here, as they probably wouldn't have been, you'd get a pretty decent view from up here on all sides. An old sundial, you can see just on there the markings, and over there is the remains of the old market cross, medieval market cross. Just look at the old brickwork here. Just looking at the cobbled floors. Could these be original floors, do you think? Certainly see all the original brickwork there. Don't reckon they're original cast iron covers. What's under there? Having just seen those metal grills, I'm just going to go back to the information board, because anything I've read, I haven't seen anything that says there was any cellars or dungeons or anything in the castle. In fact, quite the opposite, said that there wasn't any. But there's definitely a grill there. Let me just have a look. Now it says here in this bit here that those areas where I was, that's the remains of the old kitchens. But it doesn't mention anything about any kind of cellar, so it's maybe just a big hole that they've covered up with a metal grill. That's it for our little trip around Egremont Castle today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Egremont Castle if you're in the area. It's a lovely little piece of history to come and have a little look around. But for the meantime, that'll do for me. I will catch you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe for more videos in and around Cumbria and the lakes. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye.